What's up, everybody? This is Chris from Bigguy7164, and today I want to talk to you about calories, macros, and how I determine all this and how I set my meals up. So this is my journey, so you know how I do it. Let's get it in.
The study in nutrition, training hard is my mission, lifting weights is ambition, let's start up the exhibition, training hard is the motto, eating right is the motto, living long is the motto, to grow like Harry Delgado, coming off to the races, repetition is major, we animals in the cages, let them loose in the matrix, training up with my boy, know we just here to win, before we start up this video, quote it, let's get it in. Train hard, eat right, live long. Train hard, eat right, live long. Train hard, eat right, live long.
Alright, so in this stage of my journey, I probably should have put this information out earlier or first, but there's no time like the present. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to tell you how I set my meal plans up, what led to me, I guess, eating the amount of food that I'm eating and the types of food that I'm eating. And I'm going to talk to you about calories, macros, and just break it down and put it all together in hopefully a nutshell so that you understand my method to the madness of why I'm doing what I'm doing. Alright, now I'm gonna, first thing I want to talk about is calories. Now, calories are very important because that's what basically give you energy. Calories is basically the amount of energy you get from the foods you eat or drink. So, depending on how much, like I said, if you eat 3 times a day, that'll be whatever you eat in those 3 meals is how many calories you took in for that day. Now, the reason calories are important because they can determine whether you're trying to lose weight, trying to maintain weight, or if you're trying to gain weight. Now, when I set up my calories, there were certain factors that I had to look at in order to figure out how many calories I needed for what I wanted to do, which was lose weight. So those factors are age, gender, height and weight, and level of activity. Now, level of activity could be your work schedule, your school schedule, whether you train in the gym, you train outside, whether you're a runner or weightlifter, whatever you do, whatever activity you do is considered your level of activity. And you determine how many days a week you perform that activity. And those are some of the factors that go into determining how many calories you need. Other things you want to consider are your calories in and your calories out. So your calories in, there's three areas that I look at when I determine my calories. And once again, that's if I want to lose weight, I want to be in the calorie deficit. If I want to maintain my weight, I'll be in maintaining my caloric intake. And if I want to gain weight, I'll be in what they call a caloric surplus or a calorie surplus. Alright, so here's an example of what I was talking about. So my current weight right now is 237. These are kind of some exact numbers that I'm using right now. So in order for me to maintain a weight of 237, I would have to consume 3,072 calories a day. Alright, if I want to lose at least 1 pound a week, I would drop my calories down, or I would burn at least 500 calories a day to try to lose about 1 pound a week. So I'll go from 3072 down to 2572, which reduces my calories and should allow me to lose at least 1 pound a week. Now, with that being said, with my training and my cardio and everything, I may lose 1 to 3 pounds, give or take, from week to week, depending on how my week goes, and which is good. So now what I did, I told you about calories, and I told you how I set my calories up. The reason it's important to track your calories is because if you're not tracking how many calories you're taking in and how many calories you're burning, then it's pretty much like shooting hoops in the dark. You don't know where your goal is. You don't know where you are on the court, and you're just shooting in the dark. So what you want to do, you want to sit down and you want to do it the right way. That way you kind of take the guesswork out of it in a sense, because you know, okay, today I need to take in 2,500 calories. If I don't get 2,500 calories in, then I need to figure out how I'm going to get those 2,500 calories in. So this is a good tool to use. Like I said, it's tedious at the beginning because you really crunching numbers. You weighing your foods. You're looking at serving size. You're looking at portions. You're looking at timing, how many meals you're going to eat in order to achieve your daily caloric intake. Right now I'm eating 5 meals a day. I was eating 6. 6 was a little too hard, so I took 1 meal and split it up amongst 2 of the others. So now I'm eating 5 meals a day, and it's a lot easier for me to get those 5 meals in. So I take 2 before lunch, I take a lunch, and then I take 2 after lunch, and that's it. Now, mind you, one of those is my post-workout shakes. So technically, I'm only taking in I'm actually taking in 3 whole meals and 2 shakes. I'm taking my high calorie shake, and then I'm taking my my post-workout shake after I train. Alright, so next we're going to talk about macros or macronutrients. Macronutrients are basically 4 categories. They're your proteins, your carbohydrates, your fats, and alcohol is also one of your macronutrients. But since I don't drink alcohol, I'm not going to focus on that macro. So the macros are what make up your daily caloric intake. Okay, let's talk about proteins first. Proteins are basically it basically repairs and builds your muscles. It's the building block for your muscles. So your proteins, some of your examples of your proteins are your eggs, chicken, beef, and fish. Now I take in, like I said, about 230 grams of protein, give or take. And what I tried to do, I tried to take in at least 1 gram of protein per pound of lean muscle mass. So that's how I kind of calculated my protein. I'm a little bit over, which is not a big deal for me, but you want to try to stay within that window. Some people eat way less, depending on the type of training they do. I like more protein because, like I said, I'm trying to build more muscle. So next is carbohydrates or carbs. In a nutshell, carbs are used for energy. Some people say, well, it's actually for energy, and also for helps you when you're thinking. It's like brain food. Some of your carbs are oatmeal, your potatoes, white potatoes, sweet potatoes, and your rices, white rices, brown rices, your breads, cereal, Gatorade. Those are your carbs. Now, excuse me, my carbs are kind of high because of the type of training I'm doing. Some people, depending on if they, when they're trying to lose weight, they may eat a low carb diet. But being on a low carb diet tends to give me headaches, and it tends to make, not me, because I'm kind of mild-mannered, tempered, but I've heard that people on low carb diets, they tend to get more irritable, and their patience is they have less patience when doing things. So be careful with low carb diets. You don't want to stay on those too long. Alright, and the last one, well, not the last one, but the last one that I'm going to talk about is fats. So So fats are also used for energy. If you're on a low carb diet, your fats will probably tend to be a little higher. And when you're on a low carb diet, because you're so low in carbs, you're going to use your fat, stored fat as energy, and that's how you're going to balance things out. So what I said, my carbs are high, so I'm using my carbs as energy, and my fats are pretty low. So your fats are basically used for energy, and your fat is also used to absorb your vitamins and nutrients into the body. Now, some of your fats are good fats, or your salmon. Salmon has a real good fat. Some of your fatty meats. I know we always talk about eating lean cuts or whatever, but you still want a little fat in your diet, regardless whether you're on a weight loss or weight management or weight gain diet. Like I said, salmon, nuts, avocado, those type of fat sources are good to have in your meal plan. All right, so to wrap things up, I've basically told you how I set everything up and the method to my madness, and why it's important that I'm counting calories, and why it's important that if you're doing a similar plan, of why you should count calories. Calories in, how many calories I take in a day, and calories out, how many calories I burn a day. If you're not, like I said, if you're not doing it this way, or if you're not doing it in a similar fashion to where you're tracking your progress, then you're not doing yourself any good. You may lose, but it's going to be to the point where you don't know what to adjust, because you don't know how much you're taking in. You don't know if you need to eat more. You don't know if you need to eat less. You don't know if you need to change how much protein you're consuming. You don't know how much carbs or how much fat. You don't know if you start to lose weight and your calories do happen to change, how to adjust. These are all the things that I had to learn, and that I'm doing right now to better help me achieve my weight loss goal. So hope everything that I've said so far throughout my videos has been helpful, and I'm still on the grind, y'all. So bear with me, be patient, and I look forward to seeing you all again. And as always, train hard, eat right, and live long.
Train hard, eat right, live long. Train hard, eat right, live long. Train hard, eat right, live long.